What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes, always catching up with the best fighters in the world. Today we're joined by Anthony Hernandez, aka Fluffy, aka the toughest vato in Dunnigan, California, maybe even the state of California. Who knows? He's got a big fight coming up against Brendan Allen at a UFC Fight Night up in Seattle, Washington on February 27th. Sorry, 22nd. Anthony, great to see you again, my man. You are, let's get this clear, you're the toughest guy in Dunnigan, right?
I should be. I mean, I'd definitely say I've seen some tweakers out there get fucked up before, though. So, I mean, it's definitely debatable.
Got it. All right. I know you it's a small town that you're from, and I looked it up, and I mean, you guys have about 1,500 in that town, huh?
Yeah, it's grown. I mean, the last time, like the sign I have, I took a sign when I was a kid. It was like 700 and something. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
we've grown. We've grown.
Is there how popular? Do you have a street named after you?
Nah, not. I'm not. I'm a joke with everyone, telling everyone I'll be the mayor soon. But nah, nothing crazy.
You think you're more popular than the mayor? Well, honestly, I think you could be, maybe, no?
I don't even know who the mayor is out there or who the fucking mayor is, to be honest. So I don't know.
Nice. But when you walk around town, everyone knows who you are and probably cheers for you, right?
Definitely, like I get honks and people like get like all hyped and be like, "Fuck yeah, that's why your cardio is so good when I'm putting in the work out there." So I definitely get a lot of respect out there. I've had like field workers stop me to take pictures and shit. It's a fucking blessing. You know what I mean?
Mm. Has anyone tried to challenge you maybe or anything like that? Like maybe they think they're the toughest guy or
No, but I mean, there's no cameras in Dunnigan, so if a little
ooh,
fade has to happen, a little fade has to happen. But no,
damn, I
nobody's
love it.
challenged me. Yeah.
I love it. No, listen, I know you're in Sacramento now. You're in camp for this big fight, but you were telling us the goal is fight, make some money, but you just prefer the rural areas, the country versus the city. Why is that? Why don't you like the city? Sacramento's a big city, but it doesn't strike me like as an LA or a New York.
It feels like it when you come from Dunnigan. I mean, like you said, the population is super small. I'm used to like having neighbors and shit, but everyone's super peaceful out there and they wave and it's like hello. Everyone minds their fucking business out here. It's like it's wild. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'd prefer to be left alone where I can just fuck off on my dirt bikes, run and be in my own thoughts. You know what I mean? There's too many people asking too many fucking questions out here in the city.
So people is it kind of like people annoy you? Is that what it is?
It's not so much that people annoy me. It's just like certain questions when I'm like pissed off and hungry annoy the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? Like if I was
Yeah.
high and chilling, I probably wouldn't be annoyed. But like when I'm in fucking war mode, it's just like I'm
So
two
let
different
let's
people. You know what I mean?
let's say you're at MMA Gold or at Faber's gym or whatever. You just had a tough practice. You know, you're drenched in sweat. You just threw a sweatshirt on and you want to get some food, right? What would be an
Yeah.
annoying question at that time after a hard workout that someone could lob your way where you'd be like, seriously, like what would annoy you?
I don't know. It's usually like people just trying to give me like advice and shit on fights and shit like that I don't even
Oh,
know and shit. You know what I mean? It's
okay.
like, who the fuck are you? First of all, like I don't know, man. I just get annoyed pretty easy when I'm
So
fucking
it's kind
catching
of
my.
more annoying fight fans, not necessarily the general public.
No, not the general public. It's just like when people think they know so much and like, motherfucker, you just watch it on TV. Don't fucking tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Like people try to
Mm,
tell me how to live my life, basically. You know what I mean? Like, don't
mhm.
ride bikes, don't do this. I'm like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna die on a bike, then I'm gonna die on a bike. At least I'll be fucking happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I got you. So it's just that unsolicited advice. But
Yeah.
honestly, go ahead.
No, yeah, yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, honestly, man, the last 4 years, you just gotten better and better and better. And just when someone thinks, okay, I wonder if he's topping out, I wonder if he's reached his prime, you just have more tools, more weapons, more dangerous. I'm telling you, middleweights are watching, going, oh boy, like that is a hard night at the office, man. I only want to fight for this guy either to get to a title or for the title. Cause I mean, it's like 25 minutes of fucking pain you bring, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. No, yeah. I'm like, man, I've just been like, the way I see this shit is realistically, I have like 9 years left of this game. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
um, that's if everything goes fucking smooth and I'm healthy. So for me, it's like I just got to put my head down and fucking go. Like I just stay in the gym and then try to raise my kids. That's about all I do. Um, I'm not gonna let anything get in my way. You know what I mean? I need to make my retirement and be able to fucking chill when I'm done with this. So I've just been grinding and fucking listening to my coaches, trying to get better every fucking day. And I feel like if you get 1% better each day, I mean, you're pretty much unstoppable. You know what I mean? It's baby
Yeah.
steps. This shit.
You said people honk at you and give you props when you're working hard around the farm, the ranch. What's a good exercise where you're working on your house or your farm or your ranch that actually you feel adds to the cardio, that this amazing cardio that you bring to MMA?
Usually like chopping wood and shit, like throwing logs and stuff, that shit's exhausting. But when I'm out there in the country, it's usually running and then I take detours, you know what I mean? So I start doing like hill sprints and shit. And people usually see me out there and get all excited and it's a fucking blessing, you know what I mean? Or I'll be
Mhm.
like fighting or shadow boxing on top of the bridge mid fight, like after mid sprint or whatever. And people usually get excited about that. So it's fucking awesome, man, to have the community behind me, you know what I mean?
That is pretty cool. Has the UFC, have they captured that on camera, or have I missed something? Because that almost sounds Rocky-esque what you're doing.
Mhm.
No, I mean, I don't think so. No. I mean, they came out to Dunnigan once and it was pretty fucking cool. I got to like ride my dirt bike around and show them a little bit and then go through the orchards and kind of just show them where I come from. But nah, they really that was just that one time. I think it would be definitely cool to capture some moments out there. That'd be fucking awesome.
For real.
What did you think of Brendan Allen when they brought that name to you? Said this could potentially be the next opponent. What were your thoughts on him? He's kind of to us similar to you in the sense that anytime you see that name pop up on a card, you get excited. He's a fun fighter to watch.
No, yeah, he is definitely. Honestly, I really don't give a fuck who I fight and stuff. I was hoping that I could fight someone ahead of him because I've beaten him and mixed all that. But obviously, he's a new fighter. He's completely rebuilt himself. So if that's the name that I gotta fucking shut down to get like prove my worth to get a title shot or make my way to the top guys, then fucking so be it. You know what I mean?
How different do you think he is from that LFA matchup and you as well? How much different do you feel both of you guys are?
Honestly, I think we both matured a lot. You know what I mean? We were both fucking little kids when we fought. Uh, and he's gotten cleaner in his boxing. His Muay Thai's always been good, and his grappling is super slick as always. You know what I mean? When I first fought him, I didn't really know how to grapple that well, uh, so I've came a long way since then. You know what I mean? And I think I've proved that my grappling's came a long way. Uh, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
You think 2024 was the year where not just the UFC, but fans, everyone just gained that extra respect for you, but where you're no longer, you were always that guy that you just don't want to fight you because you're very tough. But now we're kind of talking about, hey, if this guy gets a couple here, he could be fighting for a belt. Do you think 2024 did that for you? Have you felt that?
Definitely. I feel like I really don't go online that much besides posting bullshit memes and stuff. But I definitely have seen like a lot more people like on my side and saying that they're gonna see me be champ in 2025, and it's awesome to see that like if you just stay silent and put in the work, it'll show for itself. You know what I mean? And people are starting to see that, so it's awesome. You know what I mean? So I just keep my head down and keep grinding.
We had you in studio one time and you had told us you don't watch any fights, you really don't know much about the other fighters. Has any of that changed since that time that we spoke to you? Is anything different at all? Is it still the same?
Nah, I mean I'm sober right now. I'm not fucking drunk and hungover like last time, but yeah, nah, that's
Us
definitely the
too.
only difference right now. You know?
What about okay, so when you're riding bikes and stuff like that, I have to imagine if you do the same thing over and over, I mean, it's probably relaxing and calming, almost like a form of therapy when you think about it. But
For sure.
I mean, we were all kids. You do that for a little bit, then you go, let's build a ramp. And then you build a ramp, and then you go, let's build a bigger one. And you basically keep going. Do you do those types of things when you're riding bikes and doing that stuff? Like, do you consider yourself an adrenaline junkie?
Definitely, yeah. Actually planning on trying to put a track at my property just for that reason. um, but no, man, I just like to have fun. You know what I mean? I'm just like a big ass kid, basically. And if I enjoy putting my phone down and having like no one hit me up and just fucking enjoying life with my kids and stuff. Uh, like when I was young growing up, man, all I did was work with my dad, and like we'd have time to go riding and shit, and it was like the best shit ever. Um, so man, like as you guys know, my father died young, so like a lot of my focus is just like giving my kids the best life I can and having a lot of fun and making good memories with them. That way when I die, they're just like, yeah, we did some cool shit. You know what I mean?
So you're not the guy to come up to and go, "Hey man, what do you recommend on Netflix?" Like you're not much of a TV guy. You're
Uh,
not much of a do you know who's in the NFL playoffs, for example, or anything like that?
I have no idea. I don't even know if a fucking NFL player, to be honest. Uh, No, I don't watch basketball. I don't watch football. I don't watch TV. My wife watches TV, but I mean, no, I don't do any of that shit, to be honest. I grew up working, like I said. I grew up on a ranch. I grew up on a chicken farm, so I was always either moving birds, feeding them, throwing hay in there, um, or just doing hell yard work my dad wanted me to do. My dad was like a mechanic, so he was always working, and hanging out with my dad meant I was fucking working. So I worked a lot growing up. So like I don't know. I feel like a lazy piece of shit if I just sit around. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Like
I have a question.
you're making us feel that way right now.
I mean?
Um,
Hey, George, who was
yeah,
it that we interviewed not like maybe last week and they raised chickens too? And we asked them, could you catch a chicken like on Rocky? And they said, hell no, I can't catch them. Can you, Anthony, could you
Fuck,
catch a chicken?
dude, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? My
Yeah.
uncles and shit, like, I'm telling you, my uncles, my daddy Salone is out to our uncles, and all my uncles have fucking, I'm not even kidding. Like, growing up, they all had over 200 birds. And so when they let out all the babies, they'd have like over 100 fucking babies that we'd have to catch. And they would send
Mhm.
me and my cousin Joseph, and we'd fucking chase the motherfuckers all down, corner them. Like, there's strategies. I mean, you can't just be a fucking tard and just chase them. You know what I mean? You got to try to corner them and
Mhm.
shit. Use a net. But yeah, I can definitely catch a chicken. And that's probably like
Mhm.
why I'm in such good shape. My whole childhood, I was fucking sprinting after those fucking birds.
was it Damon Jackson goes
I want to say it was RDR, but I'm not sure.
or Austin Bashi?
Maybe Austin Bash. I just remember thinking, man, I thought for sure he'd say he could, but he was like, I can't do it.
I would have said it even if I had to lie just to represent. The
No,
saying
definitely.
that the
Yeah.
chicken got the best of me. I mean, that
Mhm.
doesn't go over too well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're little bastards. They'll fly and shit. You know what I mean? Glide for a long way, but as long as you just keep a good pace on those motherfuckers, you can break them.
Anthony, we know like your plans for the future, what you want to do. How close are you, do you think, to maybe doing something like fighting for a belt? Getting a fight early in 2025 is nice, right? Do you think you could peel off
uh,
maybe two more
it
this year after that?
it sets me up perfect. You know what I mean? As long as I can stay healthy. Yeah, no. My goal is to like by the end of the year be in a position to fight for the title. So if I have to knock out two more or one big one, I mean, I'm fucking ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm not getting any younger. Um, I want like my whole goal is get the fucking belt, hold it for a while, and then retire. And that's like the dream. You know what I mean? That should set me up for all the things I want to do in life.
How did you get so good at Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Is it more like you had awesome coaches, or did you put in a lot more work than other fighters did? Because I know that your first love was slinging them dogs, but your
Bro.
your grappling game is very formidable.
Yeah, no, like at the end of the day, as much as fucking Jim's a cocksucker, he was right. He said if you want to be a fucking good striker, then you gotta learn how to grapple better than anyone. And I'm like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? It's shit. That's not what I wanted to hear. It's not what I wanted to do. But as I've gotten older, my fucking hands can't take the bashing like they used to. Like my fucking hands keep getting fucked up from cracking people's hard ass heads. Uh, so I just had to evolve, you know what I mean? And I have great coaches. I have Jim, Elliot. Man, he's been fucking just making me break down all this shit. And I feel like I've just made leaps and strides because I didn't really know what I was doing before. I had like good ideas, but I've been just brushing up technique, and man, it's came a long way. I understand where I'm going, where I want to go, and it's helped so much.
Do you guys still have that? I don't know if it's an agreement or whatever, but the cross training with Team Alpha Male, or have you guys kind of retreated back to your own gyms? Like, how's that work throughout the week? Do you get sessions of both?
No, yeah, we can. Realistically, like I really don't go there that much because they're like all little guys. But like the big guy like Ryan Loader, and then there's a couple other guys that are there that are like bigger. They usually come to my house, to be honest, and we do wall work and shit. But we all meet up and like we kind of bounce from gym to gym. It's whatever's easy for the coach, and we'll like all kind of like shift around. But no, yeah, we got a good relationship there with Alpha Male. Uriah is super cool and always welcoming. You know what I mean? But we have a solid thing going, man. Like we're not rivals and shit no more. Like we all just try to help each other. We're all Sacramento. You know what I mean? So we should all be coming up together.
Yeah. No, that's good. Have you ever heard of doing push-ups on your knuckles to strengthen your hands?
Like some old school martial arts shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the finger stuff and all that stuff. I probably should be doing that shit for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
I probably should like do the sand stuff. It's just like every time I hit people, like ligaments tear. I
Oh.
never usually break bones and shit. It's always ligaments that have been going on me, especially lately. And it's probably because when I was younger, I'd always fucking sling them. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mm.
how long before that shit gives out on you? And the answer is now. It's been like 15 years. You know what I mean?
Well, we've been interviewing a lot of BKFC fighters, and they tell us, coming over from boxing and from MMA, I just got to go to the body a little bit more and be selective of when I want to hit the dome because of all the, bones that can hurt your
Yeah.
hands. I mean, you feel the same way. The
For
Mexicans
sure.
love going to the body in boxing, and
No.
and I see I think MMA lacks a little bit of that amongst all fighters. That body shot can be damaging. You can invest in it nicely early, even if it's just
Yeah.
a straight jab or that front kick, the push kick, and it seems like it pays off at the end.
No, for sure. That's like striking 101. You know what I mean? Invest in the body, and the head will open up. Um, But MMA, it's definitely sketchy to do because I mean, you put yourself in position to get fucking smoked sometimes with the right hand. You know what I mean? It's definitely like MMA gloves just make it a little sketchier because it shit hurts a little bit more sometimes. You know what I mean? And man, I
Mm.
don't know how those B fucking bare knuckle guys. I don't know how the fuck they. My hands would be fucked. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't do
I don't know how they.
BKFC in the future?
I mean, if the money's right, I definitely fight anybody doing anything.
Mm.
But it's all in the money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
I mean, you
I
did
could
it in
definitely see
Dunnigan,
myself
right?
doing it. No, for sure. We grew up fighting all the time. So I mean, if the
Who gave
money's
you your
right, I'll
toughest fight
definitely
growing
do
up
it.
in Dunnigan? There's got to be a
Probably my
legend, like growing up in high school or as a kid. You're like, you know what? There was this other kid in Dunnigan that I got to give props to.
no. And then
No,
again, no. I
or
beat
you
her.
just 10-7
No.
to everyone?
The people that I knew, I would
Mm.
work. My cousins gave me always the toughest fights because
Hmm.
our dads wouldn't separate it, and they would just let us fight for like 15 to 30 minutes.
30
And we would
minutes.
just dude, like we'd beat the fuck out of each other. My dad was not like they didn't separate that shit. They used to like they at first they would, and then they just got sick and tired of fucking telling us to knock the shit off, and they would just let us fight. So it was like whenever we were done fighting, we were done. But no, my cousins definitely like I've been fucked up by my cousins before. Like
So
my
they're
older
tough
cousins,
vatos, huh?
like my cousin was like 6 years older than us when we were
Hmm.
younger, and we'd like lock ourselves in the room and put on like those fucking I don't even know how to explain them, the cheap ass like denial gloves where all the padding's in the back and it's like just
Hmm.
cotton, and we
Yeah.
would just beat the fuck out of each other. And like I've definitely been floored by my cousins.
Are
uh,
they your biggest fans now? Now that you're all adults, you can laugh at the old days, or
no, for sure. Like we were never like mad about it. We just fucking grew up fighting. I mean, my dad had 5 brothers, and like all they did was fight and talk about fighting stories. So I mean, it just fucking all we knew was fighting. You know what I mean?
how big are the fights in Dunnigan when you fight? Like, do people get together and have barbecues, fight parties?
I don't really know, to be honest. Like I said, I really don't talk to too many people. Like I just have my focus is my kids, and like that's about it right now. I figure when I retire, I will eventually start getting out there again and get back to the old dumb shit I used to do.
Hmm.
But for now, I gotta put my fucking head down and go. You know what I mean?
It's working. And I'll tell you what, Brendan Allen's fired up to fight you, but he couldn't have been more respectful. He says he
No.
really likes you. He's excited to fight you. He talked about the other fight, but he wanted nothing to do with any shade other than at the end. He goes, when it's time to get down, it's time to get down. It's similar to what you said, but it sounded
Yeah.
like it was very respectful and he can't wait. And I was telling him, I go, man, this should almost be a middleweight BMF fight because we
That
know
would be
Fluffy
sick.
likes to throw down. And of
Oh,
course, you saw Brendan and Marvin Vittori getting into it recently.
oh,
And it
for
seems like
sure.
that's the definition of badass motherfuckers willing to throw down at any time.
See, that would be sick as fuck. But that'd be definitely dope because we've already fought him before, you know what I mean? And like I feel like we both proved ourselves. And man, I got nothing but respect for Brandon Allen. It's like you earn a different respect for people when you fight them, you know what I mean? When you're fucking trying to take each other's fucking heads off and shit, it's just you're like, all right, you know, you're a solid motherfucker. I like you.
Mhm.
uh, but no, I got nothing but respect for the man. He's got like his kids and shit. I understand he's doing it for the same reasons I'm doing it for. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? At the end of the
Mhm.
day, let the best man win. Just like I said the first time. You know what I mean?
Why do you think the BMF sits in that featherweight, lightweight range? Or to be fair, I guess welterweight because Masvidal and Diaz, I think, did it at 170, but it seems like it should start maybe jumping to some of the other weight classes if
No,
the opportunity is there.
that would be sick. That would fucking definitely be sick. I don't know. It's kind of like a weird thing. You know what I mean? It's like I really like the name of the BMF belt, but it seems like the guys that fight for it, like are the guys that couldn't get the belts, but they're like the top of the top. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I don't know. I fucking for sure want the UFC belt, like hands down. But the BMF belt would be sick just because my name was Banff, and that shit would be tight. And my fucking my screen name is I love Banff. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. But I definitely want the belt first.
Whose name was Bam? I didn't catch that.
My pet llama that's tattooed on my side.
Oh,
That's why my
oh,
screen name is I love Banff because like when I first made Instagram hell years ago, it was my pet llama after my pet llama.
BAMF,
Yeah,
Banff.
bad motherfucker. Yep. Dude, they're gangster, bro.
Got
They
it,
fuck shit up. They fuck
got
shit
it.
up.
Yeah, I know all about llamas. Our mom's from Peru,
Oh,
and I
fuck
was
yeah.
recently in Peru, so I've been around llamas and stuff. That
Oh,
how
they're
many
everywhere
llamas
out
do you
there,
have?
huh?
What's
What
that?
was that? They're everywhere out there, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're
Mhm.
everywhere out there. Them and
That's
alpacas, and it's like the native animal, I guess, for the country.
yeah.
Um, but do you have other llamas?
No, I had an alpaca, but honestly, I had to give up a lot of my shit when like I started fighting because I didn't have time to raise everything, and I had to
Hmm.
like drive. Like when I first started coming to MMA Gold, it was like an hour 30 drive one way. So like I would leave in the morning and come back hella late at nighttime. So I didn't really have time for all the stuff. You know what I mean? But the goal is definitely to fucking get my little compound going, and then all my cousins and shit have kids now, and they live like out where I'm from. So eventually, we're talking about possibly having a little farm where we just take turns and shifts and feeding and stuff. Um, so slowly, I'll get back to having a little. What is it? I want to get a mini cow, mini donkey, some maybe a mini horse, and just like definitely a llama again to protect them. Yeah.
What's with the mini cows and the mini horse? Like, why not a full size? Is
I'm
there a
not
reason?
against nah, I'm not against having a full size cow just to butcher it and stuff. But like I mean it's cheaper first of all for half, like for little mini ones, it's like half the fucking
Mm,
feed cost, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I have like 14 mini chickens in the city right now, I'm not gonna lie. I bring them in my house at nighttime and then take them out in the morning. Just so that people don't get woken up at like 5 a.m. with them crowing.
So what you're all about the farm made eggs then. You probably haven't had a regular egg in years, right?
I definitely have them all the time just because my little chickens are like they're mini chickens, so their
Hmm.
eggs are fucking like this big. uh, when I get back to the country, I'll definitely have my layers and shit again, and not have to go buy eggs again. Like when I grew up, it was like we butchered our own chickens, we butchered our own
Hmm.
cows, and like that's just how I grew up, and it was always better that way. It tastes better. The yolk. I don't know if you've ever had like fresh eggs versus like store
Hmm.
bought, but the store bought is like a lighter color. The ones that you get from your house that are fresh and organic, they're like a thicker yolk, and I don't know. I just like organic because it's healthy and you know what you're getting out of it. You know what I mean? Like
My
there's too
dad's
much
neighbor
bullshit.
has those, and so I've had those. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's too much bullshit in the stuff nowadays. They like keep the lights on and shit to have them laying. They're not healthy. You know what I mean? There's just too much bullshit.
I know that you don't care, so I'm gonna care on behalf of you. But I really thought you should have been the headliner at the Seattle show. You just
I
came
asked
off
for
a
it.
25-minute performance. You're starting to get in line for a title shot. So a
Yeah.
big spotlight, maybe a few interviews. I get it. That's the part you might not be a fan of, but the countdown, like people, all this to me is interesting because you're just different from any other fighter we cover.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I asked for it. I was getting ready for 5, but they said they had other people in mind. And I get it. Who the fuck's the main event again?
Cejudo and Yadong.
Yadong's my teammate. Happy for him, you know what I mean? Cejudo, I think, is he on his way out? I'm not really sure what
He's
he's
up
doing.
for 30s, and he probably doesn't have too many fights left, so he's probably
So
closer to the
I
end.
get it, you know what I mean? He's got a big name. He does all this type of shit to like have following. I probably should sell myself more and do more shit, but I mean, I'm just gonna let my fighting talk for itself. You know what I mean? Eventually,
Mhm.
I'll be headlining all the time because I'll have the belt, and no one will be able to like put me on the fucking first fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, I don't mind it. I mean, I get in, get out, get paid, and I get to go have a fun night early. But I definitely would have loved the fucking main event because I have lots of family out there too, and it would be sick.
Do you already look at DDP and go, "Oh, I got something for him"?
Yeah, I was supposed to fight him a long time ago. And I thought it was a fucking. I was gonna take that fight on like I think it was 2 week notice or some shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, run it. Um, he's tough, obviously. He hits hard, and he's fucking. He looks like he's out of shape, but that motherfucker keeps coming. So it's nothing but respect to the dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I do look forward to fucking sharing the cage with him soon. Um, but as of right now, my main focus is Brandon.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Fluffy, thanks for the time. It's always fun to chop it up with you. And like I say, you're very unique in your style of living, laid back, country boy. But man, what an exciting skill set you have. A lot different from even the one we saw at Contenders, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
that cardio, that pace, your ability to just grapple, you can just see the opponent breaking, and without saying it, they're like, "Someone get me the fuck out of here. When does it end? Is there 2 of these guys? Like, am I fighting a
Mhm.
demon?" Like, you can just tell that guy is thinking all those things at one time.
No, yeah, it's definitely fun. Like the way I see it is, I like to break people, and I don't know, it's probably fucking sick of me, but I don't know. The look in a man's eye when he's fucking broken is fucking. I love that shit. I don't know. I like hurting people and getting paid for it. It's probably a sick thing, but I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, one last question. You said you used to have an hour and a half ride up and back. What did you listen to in the car? Since I guess that's when you can listen to, not watch something, but listen to something. Like, what's your entertainment there? Is it as simple as music or podcasts, or what do you do?
Music.
Music.
Honestly, I don't really listen to podcasts.
Mm.
I listen to like either rap, country, reggae. It kind of depends on my mood, you know what I mean? Or like a lot of the times, like my drives home would be like talking on the phone with my dad, and it would be
Oh,
like explaining what I did, how practice went, and like just talking over shit. You know what I mean?
got it.
So like that was kind of music on the way up, and then I guess a summary of what happened that day and what I need to adjust on with my father. He was a martial artist. He's like actually the one who got me into fighting, and him and my cousin. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much what I did on those
How long
long
ago
ass.
did you lose your dad?
It was like right before the Contender Series. It was like I think five
Oh,
years now or something like that. I
yeah.
fought Brandon Allen. That was the last fight he
God,
saw.
man, he'd be so
Him
proud
doing
of you
that
the
shit, he
way
died.
you've become one of the best fighters at your division, especially with
Thank you,
him
man.
giving you those genes, the fighting gene, you know?
No,
And
that's why I walk out with the Mexico shit. You know what I mean? It's to represent my
mm,
father. And I think they're actually announcing me out of Mexico now, which I don't know. I guess you can't have green shorts without fucking being from Mexico. They're changing it
mhm.
up, I guess, which doesn't make sense to me because I've seen motherfuckers with camo and purple, and like I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I want to be able to represent USA and like my dad's like Mexico and shit. You know what I mean? My
Yeah,
Spanish
like
sucks,
Tito Ortiz
so
used to
I
do
do it.
back in the day.
You know,
Mhm.
that's the goal, but hopefully I'd fuck up a couple more people and they give me some like sick ass custom half Mexican, half fucking
That'd
American
be
flag
cool.
shorts so I can represent both. But as of right now, man, I just like I'm trying to go hard as fuck in this shit so when I die I can have a good conversation with my father and be like, thank you. You know what I mean?
There you go. I love it. All right, man. Well, we've taken up enough of your time. Thanks again for jumping on here with us here on Junkie
Of course,
Radio,
man.
and best of luck with your camp.
It's always a pleasure being here. And then I just want to say happy birthday, mom. Love you.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Take care, buddy.
You guys too.